After any civil disobedience, you expect the authorities to re-implement law and order via a spate of arrests and so forth. But what we're seeing presently from Keir Starmer and the authorities, to me, is an overreaction. And they're doing this for two reasons. One, they want to lay down a stamp of authority for their own ideology. And two, they want to silence any dissenter, even if they're anti-riots, because they want to control the narrative totally. Now, I'm not saying in this video that people don't deserve punishment if they attack someone or destroy private property or whatever. What I'm saying is that people should be treated equitably. I mean, that's what the Labour Party is supposed to be about, isn't it? Equality. Yet all over social media, we're seeing egregious double standards. Here's a young man involved in the riots who got given over 3 years for stirring up quote-unquote racial hatred on social media. This has been juxtaposed with a case this year where 3 women had Hamas paragliders on their jackets at a pro-Palestine march. However, these people got away with no punishment at all. The paraglider badges were an obvious reference to the Hamas attack on October the 7th in Israel. However, a judge, Tan Ikram, said that he decided not to punish the defendants. Another example that's gone viral on X is this. One fella has been given 20 months in prison for a social media post, while there's also news that one guy who killed someone with a machete has only served 6 months and is being released. This has led some to claim that the present regime aren't interested in justice but are more power mad. Talking of power mad, here's the tyrant Alistair Campbell showing his despotic side, trying to get Douglas Murray arrested for riot disorder for this statement he recently made.
We have seen recently with things like the atrocity of this terrible young man who went and stabbed these young girls who were at the Taylor Swift dance class.
The little girls.
Just beyond belief. And the public mood is febrile. And there have been demonstrations and things that, we do not see often in Britain. The burning of police stations by very angry mobs. I just see today, a Muslim group, sort of doing a boundary policing thing in their area of chanting Allahu Akbar and defend the mosque. The worst thing for me is exactly what I said would happen. And the reason I wrote The Strange Death of Europe and the reason I banged on about this for years beforehand was I said it is so obvious what is going to happen.
That, for Alistair Campbell, is enough for the police to break down your door and arrest you, all while ignoring he sexed up a dodgy dossier which took us into Iraq, killed about 1 million people, as well as many of our own soldiers, and on top of that created a vacuum in which radical Islamist groups such as ISIS began to flourish. But as we're starting to learn, it's one rule for our masters and another rule for us. Now, there are plenty of examples of this excessive sentencing, including the story of one woman who had to spend the night in custody because she told police that 16 years of immigration had ruined her local area. She's not even allowed that opinion anymore. Further, as David Curtin is stating here, if misinformation is so bad, why isn't Keir Starmer being charged for stating the AstraZeneca vaccine is safe and effective? That vaccine had to be discontinued this year. Further to that, why is Nick Lowles, founder of Hope Not Hate Not, being arrested for claiming that there were reports of Muslim women having acid thrown at them? He's seen no charges at all. And while all this is going on, the Labour Party is considering introducing a definition of Islamophobia which will mean the police can crack down on anybody who dissents all the more. That Islamic community that's supposedly so oppressed in the UK that even when the princess visits a mosque she wears a head covering and they refuse to shake her hand. Well, it looks like it's going to be a long 5 years ahead of us, folks. And once Keir Starmer's done with his spate of arrests, I strongly imagine he'll start cracking down on social media companies and dissident voices. Henceforth, do consider following me and any other creators you value on platforms like Rumble that are committed to free speech. These are just my thoughts, however. Do let me know what you think down below and do consider subscribing to the channel.